Friendship isn't always peaches and cream.
Hello? You there, mate?
Sometimes disagreements happen that require some effort to resolve.
What are you doing? Oh, hey, man. I'm just making some hot coffee. Hot day, hot coffee.
I don't know, I'm really bad at math. That doesn't add up, man.
Hot day, hot coffee. You know, hot. It's perfect, man.
How about we try something different? What about hot day, cold coffee?
Yeah, I don't know.
But there's something of great value in these conflicts to be learned.
So, cold coffee, we do it a little different. We don't need the machine, little contraption here that we do it with. So, we just need a spoon, grinded coffee, and your place to store it. And then it's just about how strong you want it, which I know Kevin likes it strong. Pop it on top of the pitcher, and then cold water. And now your cold coffee is ready to steep.
This learning experience came as a result of fixing a problem that had occurred in my life this year. Around the start of the year, I decided that I wanted to make this year a year where I made serious progress in my personal development as well as my new chosen career path. The game plan was to make a complex goal list, come up with a strategy to meet said goals, and go all in on this new plan. The strategy I chose to implement was heavily focused on time management and prioritizing what I dedicated time to. Unfortunately, this meant that spending time with friends was at the very bottom of the list. I was confident that this plan of mine was going to work brilliantly to maximize my productivity, personal growth, academic progress, and ability to come up with better creative ideas for this newly chosen career path. But there was a big problem. After months of doing exactly what I set out to do, I ended up noticing that I wasn't really feeling emotionally well, and part of this came from guilt that was setting in from not making any effort in my friendships. I knew that my emotional health and personal integrity were important, so I decided I was going to make some changes to my priority list and see my friends more.
We are now heading out to find some hidden gem swimming spots.
There was still a problem. I was having a lot of fun and enjoying all this time dedicated to my friendships, but anxiety started to impact my thought process, and on paper, the reason for this anxiety makes sense. The thoughts were that it would negatively impact my productivity and ability to achieve personal goals on time. It was valuable time taken away from coming up with creative ideas and would be a setback in my work. But what I started to notice was actually something different and completely unexpected after spending more time with my friends. For some odd reason, I was actually able to get more work done in less time. My willpower seemed to get stronger when it came to personal development and staying disciplined, and the creative ideas I was coming up with for work somehow seemed much better now. Eventually, I would figure out what the reason for this was. Now, I haven't said this yet, but the number one reason we should all probably make a more solid effort in our friendships is because, well, we care about our friends, just like they care about us. I mean, that's what friendship is. I don't think I could put that in terms any closer to how Rodney Douglas Norman would, but it really shouldn't be made more complicated than that. But for those of us like myself who like a more complicated explanation, here is a more technical list of reasons why spending more time with your friends is so beneficial. A good one to start with is that you can learn a lot from your friends, and vice versa. The amount of academic value friendship holds is so much greater than I think we often realize, and it's usually free. On the topic of value, the support that you can get from friends in difficult times is actually invaluable. For instance, sometimes it's easier or less awkward to open up to friends about tough emotional subjects than even family. And I can't even count the amount of times that I've had my friends Sean and Josh help me with car problems that I definitely couldn't fix myself. So touche to the contrast in knowledge that we benefit from in friendship. While differences amongst friends can be hugely beneficial, another big reason we should greater prioritize friendship is the shared interests and similarities found amongst friends. For instance, my friends Sean, Josh, Devin, and I all love animals and swimming at river spots. But I mean, who doesn't?
All right, and that's it for today's adventure. I'm gonna pick this up tomorrow. We'll see you guys in the morning.
For a lot of this year, I was going it alone on my adventures to find waterfalls and the peace I get in nature. But lately this has changed, and for a reason.
So Josh and I decided to continue this weekend adventure. We're gonna do a 7-kilometer hike over to Myra Falls, the upper part of Myra Falls. Neither of us have actually seen this waterfall before, so that makes this pretty special for the both of us. I'm pretty excited to show you guys this. Let's go get it.
While it can be both thrilling and empowering to go on solo adventures, getting to share these experiences with a friend who gets just as much excitement and amazement as I do is more than inspiring for me.
Welcome to Myra Falls. And Josh already beelined to the bottom of the waterfall, so I should probably go chase him down there. Complete breakfast?
Yeah.
Look at that water!
You ever dunk your Oreos in Myra Falls?
Hiking back up this treacherous thing.
Now you're probably still wondering why it was that I became more productive, creative, strong-willed, and focused after dedicating more time to my friendships. Well, I think a big reason was simply that I just became more happy. And I think most people would agree that when they're happy, life just becomes easier, and that allows us to perform better at everything we do. But another sometimes less noticeable factor that was at play here was balance. I'm sure everyone's heard that too much of anything is not healthy, but we now live in a society where constant hard work and busyness is praised in a way that actually degrades balance. Even in the personal development world, sometimes balance is overlooked, and there's often only promotion of discipline and time management without incorporating balance. Not only is this horrible in how it negatively impacts our quality of life, but it also ends up making our efforts in everything we do less efficient, and only to yield lower quality results. While this may seem hard to believe for some, there's even been studies proving this, including one 2014 study called The Productivity of Working Hours by Stanford economics professor John Penkival. I think the bottom line here is that creating balance in our lives is actually fundamental to personal development. And being the social beings that we are, human connection with our friends and family is a huge part of that balance. One last difficult thing I'll mention that I've dealt with in my friendships is that I feel like sometimes my friends offer me help in ways that I wouldn't be able to offer them back. But while we may not always have the same resources to offer the same help in return, the one thing we can always offer our friends that they will always treasure is our time.